Hey y'all, welcome back to another video on my channel if you're returning, and my name's Ashanti if you're new. So this will be another video in my gardening series, or my hobby collecting series, and I just wanted to fill y'all in on the progress that my garden is kind of going through right now. Today is December 19th. It's a few days before Christmas, so I'm actually gonna go outside and check on my container garden first, so let's go do that. Okay, so here is my first set of potatoes. I still have not gone and labeled these. Please ignore the helicopter. But these are my red and yellow potatoes, if I am not mistaken. This is how the soil is looking. I just watered them a few days ago, 4 days ago, so you can see in this one right here that the is still pretty damp, the soil, so that's good. And then these two, and let's go over, and then these are my russet potatoes, and this is my kale. So I looked up how to take care, just how much watering the plants need. When I looked it up, let me think. When I did my research, it said that each potato plant, as well as the kale, needs about 1 inch of water every week. So I've been watering them both every week. My kale's doing pretty good, and there, as y'all can see, there are no sprouts. Sorry about the planes again. For my potato plants, there are no sprouts. These are just leaves from this plant right here. But there are no sprouts at all just yet with my potato plants. And then my kale, they're growing taller, but there are a couple that are yellowing off, like this one and this one. There's one over there, and this one too is dying off. So I'll have to see if I'm actually giving them enough water, because if not, then I'll have to uptake my water for sure, because I don't want them dying on me. Okay, so like I mentioned, I don't want my kale leaves to dry out and die back, so I'm gonna increase that water intake. I think I'm gonna do more research too to see for both my kale and my potato containers if there's any type of like added nutrients I can add to it, like some type of fertilizer, like either a soil or a liquid fertilizer. Because it's been a month for my potatoes so far. I planted them on around November the 10th, 13th, somewhere around there, and they haven't sprouted just yet. So I'll have to look up and see if those are normal, if that's normal. I know it'll take between 6 to 7 months anyway for them to grow, so I'm in it for the long haul with those, that's for sure. Now the kale, I didn't really add any additional nutrients or additives to the soil when I planted it. I'll link below my video where I transplanted it. If I recall correctly, for my kale, I didn't do any amendments to the soil. It was just organic outdoor potting mix. So that's that with my outdoor garden, and let me show y'all my herb babies. So update on my herb babies, they did not survive. They did not survive. My mint was the first to go. I fell back with watering it, and once the leaves started spotting and kind of getting darker, I increased my water intake for it, and I started watering it twice a day. But since it started dying back, it just kept dying back. It has not replenished since. And the second one was my oregano to go. Kind of the same thing. The leaves weren't, and then for my mint, the leaves started to get dry too when it started dying back. For my oregano, kind of the same as my mint. To be honest though, with the oregano, I did let it die back on purpose, and I wasn't using it in my kitchen for cooking and stuff as often as I would have thought. That's one reason, and then I'll touch back on my second reason why in a second. Now my rosemary, I think I recorded in the beginning what happened with my rosemary, but long story short, with my rosemary, I did let this die back as well. But I do not know if y'all can tell, but if you I'm trying to see if it'll focus at all. Come on. Yeah, if y'all can see these little dots like right here on this long stem, black little dots in between the leaves on this long stem right here, those are actually spider mites. So I did not know what spider mites were before I saw them, but when I noticed them, it was so weird because on the leaves, in between the leaves, it looked like spider webs. And I looked really, really close and I saw little red dots and I'm like, that don't look normal. So I Googled it, like red crawling dots on my rosemary plant, and sure enough, those were spider mites. Oh, and you can still see, if you look in the top left hand corner, you can see some of like the webs. I can zoom in, that's perfect. You can see like the webs on it, like the spider looking webs, and they're mostly black now, so I don't know if they've died off, the spider mites, or what. So that was one of the reasons I let my rosemary die off. And then let me go over the second reason really quick. And real quick, the second reason why I let my oregano and my rosemary die off. So one thing I'm learning about herb plants that are in like soil and containers, they really do need like watering every day from what I gather, and good attention. And because it's the winter months, I always travel during the winter months for the span of like between 1 and 2 weeks. And I'm actually planning on going out of town soon, and I'll be gone for 2 weeks. So that's one reason why I kind of let my herbs die back, because I won't be here to tend to them and take care of them on a daily basis like they need. I have to try to make a game plan for the new year, for 2025, if I want to restart my herb garden. One thing I do really want to do, and I might not do this until late next year, I want to try an indoor garden but with hydroponic and grow light system instead. I know with the rosemary, with the spider mites, I looked up different ways on how to treat it, like with neem oil was one. Other people use like dish soap, Dawn dish soap, and like vinegar, stuff like that, and of course pesticides. But that was something that I wasn't it didn't like freak me out, you know, but it wasn't something that I kind of prepared myself for either. I did kind of let it go and waited too long to treat it. This was before it started dying back, before I decided to let it just die back. It's all trial and error, definitely a learning curve for the next time I decide to plant some herbs. Now, because I'm going out of town, I do plan on giving my outdoor garden, my kale and my potatoes, a really good watering before I leave. I'm gonna probably do double the water. Fingers crossed that when I come back, they'll at least have some sprouts. My main concern is my kale baby. I really want that to keep thriving. And yeah, my potatoes are like slow and steady, and those grow underneath the soil anyway. But you know they're almost ready to pick when there will be like sprouts and leaves growing off the top, and then once those start to dry up is when you know it's time to harvest those. So while I have y'all, I'm gonna just go and get it out the way of tossing my herb babies out. Yeah, they're definitely died back because they're starting to, the dry leaves are starting to fall off. Ooh. Not for you. I don't have any gloves, so pray for me.
that was really it for this garden update. Now all I'm about to do is clean out my herb pots. I kind of want to throw away the one with the spider mites in it just to be safe. I do have an extra one, so I wouldn't have to go out and buy another one. That was it for this vlog. I'll check back in with y'all again once I come back from vacation. We'll check on my outdoor container garden and maybe even try to repot or retransplant some more herb babies for 2025. If you made it this far, this video should have been super quick, but thank y'all for watching and I'll catch y'all in my next video. Happy holidays. Bye.